whatever, and you did something, I would say, especially, this is family. Fuck the gang shit. This is family. Man, fuck them niggas. Man, fuck all them niggas, man. Now, it goes a little further. If after you slid, I picked you up, or picked you slid with two friends, I picked your homies up because the cops is looking for them. I ask y'all, yo, give me y'all clothes. I'm going to go burn the clothes you guys wore that I could help you cover up the sliding. I would feel, yeah, maybe I didn't participate in the sliding, but I understand. You slid for moms. You slid for the fam. And I would feel a certain debt of loyalty that even if the cops came and they said, you know what, we think all of y'all did it. And I know I didn't do it. I didn't do it. You did it. I would feel like I would have to stand loyal, especially if I understand that the cops are only accusing me because they want me to help them pin the case on you. It gets a little bit more complicated too. Ksoo's father is the person that would be that person that I'm describing in this scenario. Ksoo's father was on his last strike, pretty much. He's been in the system for a long time. And had he got a conviction here, he's an elderly dude, as you could tell. He was potentially looking at the rest of his life being incarcerated. Now, I keep saying I don't like gang fuckery. I think there's a lot of manipulation when it comes to gang fuckery. I was listening to Whack 100 on Clubhouse the other day, and they were talking about how people get their names. And it was like, yo, a lot of times these gangs will target a 14 or 15-year-old kid, indoctrinate them into that mentality, call them little whatever, and start having them kick down doors, and kind of almost like, you kind of like manipulate someone into start doing crime. Kind of feels predatory, right? But this is different, I think. One of the reasons why Ksoo was in the streets is that his father wasn't there. His father was a criminal. Ksoo's example of what to be a man was him. A guy in and out of jail. A guy with a large criminal rap sheet. And a guy who didn't have that much regard for human life. You don't need to be a rocket scientist to realize, perhaps, his father's degeneracy and prison stints probably fueled Ksoo along the route to think life and his freedom is worthless, and to possibly, not blaming the dad completely, but if the example you set is, I'm a street nigga and jail ain't that bad and I'm going back and forth and da-da-da-da, you shouldn't be surprised if your son grows up and thinks being a street nigga is a thing to do. You kind of emulate your parents to some extent. So I also put a little blame on him for that. So let me center it back around and bring up the story again. Because we're all caught up. I was shocked that this guy was doing interviews. Shocked. So they come to me during Aiden's event and they say, yo, there's a bunch of people on the side. These aren't Aiden's people, but, I don't want to spell out who they came with or whatever, or who it was. But they said, yo, Vlad's going to get the interview. We want to give it to someone, somebody black, somebody, whatever. thought about it. I'm like, damn, I'm kind of surprised he's doing interviews. So I kind of told him, I said, hey, listen, I could kind of see where this is going. The dude just got out of jail. He wants to get on his feet. But I'm really not the pay for interviews type of guy. Why? I honestly think I really make better content without ever talking to nobody. So why the fuck would I pay to talk to somebody? That's my demeanor. But I could understand extenuating circumstances. By the way, I've given Charleston White some money, especially like the first time we ever. But after the first time, I don't think I ever have. Now, and I'm not trying to drag this out. They told me, they said, Act, it's not even that much. Come on, you got it, bro. I said, what does this guy want? They said, well, and I don't know if this is final price, and I'm not trying to like out, the industry business. They're like, Ksoo's dad was asking for a really nominal fee. Vlad's gonna pay him $1,000. At first they said it was like a couple hundred, but they said no, $1,000. And I said, wait, what? This nigga is ready to explain to the world and also potentially hurt his son's chance of ever getting an appeal for $1,000. Now, keep in mind, him doing an interview, remember his son got life. His son is gonna appeal. Whatever the dad says here is probably gonna make it worse for his son. So I said $1,000. That was the price tag. They said, they say, yo, if you pay the $1,000, money's money. Like we'll just have you do the interview. And I was thinking about it. I was dragging my feet on it, honestly. So I'm glad that the interview did happen. And apparently there was 2 interviews that got done. There's a Say Cheese interview and there's a Vlad interview. And again, I don't know if the final price was $1,000, but it only shocked me. And only reason I'm bringing it up is because I'm still a little bit amazed by how little it took or is taken for a father to sell out his bloodline. Okay, so Ksoo's pops showed up with a shiesty, and he said this before the interviews start being released. Here we go. Oh, sorry.
They say I better leave Jacksonville if I want to. See, I'm Muslim. We understand the only way to meet God is through the graveyard. See, we love death like y'all love life. That's going to give me the odds all the time. Because y'all don't want to die. It don't matter to me. They say I better leave Jacksonville if I want to. See, I'm Muslim. We understand the only way to meet God is through the graveyard. See, we love death like y'all love life. That's going to give me the odds all the time. Because y'all don't want to die. It don't matter to me.
So he says, okay, so I heard a lot of niggas was saying I was supposed to have took that charge. Shit, well, why one of y'all niggas don't go down there and say that was me? I thought it was if you do the crime, you should do the time. So if you don't do the crime, do you still do the time? He then says, you keyboard gangsters think I wanted to be in that position? Ksoo and Crazy K should have known I know what to do in those situations like this. They wouldn't have to call me and try to talk to me in codes. They wouldn't have had to tell me to go do that, do this. They're supposed to make sure my feet touch the ground. What the fuck? You keyboard gangsters don't let the trial fool you. It's a tough spot for a daddy. And for all the goofy who think I would send my sons on a drill, Suck these long nuts. I don't even let my children cuss in front of me. It's a lot more shocking shit to come. When it comes to me, the rules are different. Niggas ain't never like me. This situation finally gave you keyboard gangsters the nerve to speak on me only because you thought I was gone forever. The minute you pussy heard it was a possibility I could get out, everybody went to backpedaling. Okay? By the way, also, interestingly enough, when he was on the stand, they asked him, why are you telling on your son? And he had a very interesting response. He said, well, I have other kids. Let me see if I could play this. It's here we go.
January 15th, did you know that was going to happen before it happened?
Okay, now here we go.
Sitting here today, what are they?
Is that here?
I got some health issues. I got 2 6-year-olds and an 8-year-old daughter. And, you know, when my 8-year-old daughter asked me when I'm going to come take her to the daddy-daughter dance.
Objection, hearsay, relevance.
Overruled.
You can answer.
When she asked me over each year when I'm going to come take her there, and I keep letting her down. Then my 6-year-old son, when he asked me if I'm going to come to his football games, come take him fishing. My other 6-year-old, he asked me.
Now, this guy is a much older dude, and look like he's just he look like he on his young boy shit because he has young kids. I believe Ksoos is, how old is Ksoos? Like 24?
Do when I'm gonna come see him when he begging me, please come see me, daddy. He want to teach me how to play the game, but he don't know where I'm at. You know, things like that. My health issues.
What health issues do you have?
I have diabetic. I'm diabetic. I'm on high blood pressure. I suffer from congestive heart failure.
Okay.
I just found out June 25th that my kidneys is failing rapidly.
Has becoming a witness in this case negatively impacted your relationship with your entire family?
Well, I really don't have no more relationship.
The day that Charles McCormick was murdered on January 15, 2020, does that specific day hold any significance for you and your family?
Yes.
And why is that date significant in your mind?
It's the date that my son got killed.
Who was your son that got killed?
Willie Addison.
There we go. All right, now let me go to his Instagram. HOP_reroute. HOP_. Okay. Yeah, he's outside flexing. Wow. He says, I wasn't born for everybody to like or love me. Now he posted some other stuff. He says, son, stop playing with me. Son, what happened? All minds, you live a fraudulent life, and I bet you can't show $1,000 worth of receipts from where you put money on Ksoos books. Son, you know I always had the bag, son. You forgot where you came from when you got out of prison, where's your NHG chain, my boy? I'll wait. So he's beefing. Oh, he's fully beefing. Who's this guy? Anyway, let's play a little bit of what, he's now saying, okay? And actually, who has the better version right now, Vlad or Say Cheese? Is it Vlad or Say Cheese? Nah, look like they're both kind of breaking it down. Let's look at DJ Vlad. Maybe Vlad got it going on quicker. I think they're both in a race to put the shit out. Okay.
So,
Right.
well, before you went in, you had multiple kids.
Right.
You had Hakeem Robinson, aka Ksoos,
Right.
Abdul Robinson Jr., aka Crazy K,
Right.
So that's 2 of his kids.
and you had a stepson named Willie Addison Jr.,
you go.
aka Boss Goon.
Right.
Now, not your biological kid, but you raised him since he was 3 months old.
Right.
Other kids as well?
Oh yeah.
Okay, how many more kids? Well, how many total kids did you have when you got locked up?
When I got locked up, I had like 9.
Okay. So, no condoms, no pulling out. You were just doing your thing. Huh?
Nah, I ain't wasting no nut.
Okay, so you do your 11 years. You get out at age 40 in 2011. And you get reintroduced to your kids, who at this point are wild.
Wow. Wild is an understatement.
Okay, explain.
Well, when I got out, I have another son. He was doing his thing too, and they was into all kind of shit, And before I went to prison, I could walk down my grandmother's street. When I got out of prison and I came to my grandmother's house, and I was walking down the street, and they was like, "Daddy, you can't do that no more." I said, "What? I can't walk down my grandma's street?" They said, "No, you can't do that no more. It's a whole lot going on that you don't know." So, shit, I listened to them, and I got off the street. Simple as that, And they was into a lot of things that I don't want to really mention, but it immediately put my life in danger. Just by me being their father, by me having a reputation, I had to move a whole different way. I had to adjust everything in my life, because what I didn't realize is that they were already the man who they was gonna be at that young age. Smoking cigarettes, getting high, doing their thing. Like Ksoos wasn't smoking cigarettes, getting high, but he was doing this little petty crimes and things like that.
Well, right around 2017, Fulio's cousin, Zion Brown, gets killed. And they say this is the start of the ATK KTA beef.
I'm not too familiar with that situation personally, just from things that I heard. And I don't really think that Ace was really, really hanging on our side that much when that situation happened, or with his homeboy, with that situation, whatever happened. I don't have that much knowledge on that situation, so I can't really get into that situation.
Fair enough. But this is essentially what people are saying. Like,
Right.
right around that time, that murder set off a bad chain of events. Now, you actually knew Fulio's mom.
Yeah. I knew her real good. Like, I knew her personally, like, really personally.
Right. Because from then, things started to escalate. Now, you being the older dad, did you ever try to talk to your kids about, listen, like, this is going to end badly, people need to really settle down, or you had to get out the way?
Well, I think before I came home, blood had already been shedded. And I couldn't really step in the middle of that to try to stop what was going on, because it was already gone so far, or whatever was going on. It was just gone so far. And in a sense, I'm not gonna say that my son and Fulio, not Ksoos, but Crazy K and Boss Goon, they kind of like, they almost like cousins, because Fulio got some sisters that
I'm starting to realize, and I guess, as I make a realization, I'll let you guys know. So I think the way how he's disassociating from everything, despite, I don't know if you know his history. in the first part that Vlad put out, he said he beat 4 murder cases. So this is no angel. This is not like your mom that don't know what you're into and then she gets dragged into some shit with you. And yeah, it's your mom, but like people will look at you like, yo, you're kind of crazy to think your mom is just gonna hold you down, you know, when she never told you to go do these things. And yeah, he didn't tell these guys to do these things, but he a street nigga. I feel like the way he's describing it, he probably looks at when he got shot and Willie Harrison or Haddison, whatever his name is, got killed and his other son got shot. He looks at it as, yo, that's y'all beef that I'm getting pulled into. So he's not thinking like, all right, yo, you're going to slide for me. He's like, yo, bro, I should have never got shot in the first place over this dumb beef. And if you're going to go continue the beef, right? You're not doing it in my name. You're doing it because you're just beefing with these guys. Don't expect me to hold it down for you. I think that's how he looks at it.
His sisters is my son and them cousins, for real. So I think that they might have been all right at one time until once my son and them really got affiliated with Ace, that's when it, you know, when you pick a side, you on that side. That's just simple as that.
Well, yeah, because in 2018, a shooting happened where Young and Ace was shot 8 times and 3 people in the car were killed, including his brother, Trayvon Bullard, as well as Jacoby Grover and Royale Devon Smith Jr. All 3 of them were killed. Young and Ace survived, but he saw a very gruesome situation.
Right.
And you actually met Ace after that shooting.
Right. That's when I started seeing Ace come around. He started coming to my house, you know, things of that nature right there.
Okay, what you think about Ace?
Ace a good dude, you know, and I always felt like his situation was too much for him. I think Ace might have been like 20, 22 or 23. And Ace a good dude. Me and Ace had a conversation one time and he told me, he said, man, everybody say I'm just like you know. I never say no, you know, I never say no, I do this and do that.
So people say that your sons Ksoo and Crazy K were the muscles for ATK.
Well, Ace had to come over there to that side. He was running with some dudes from out west. They weren't strong enough for that situation. So he had to move to that side. Ksoos and Crazy K, they made it where ATK can move around the world like how they move around the world. When you go to ATK, they respect Ksoos. They respect Crazy K. So they gotta respect Ace because them his homeboys. If it ain't for them, ATK fool in the world. Period.
Okay, what does ATK stand for? Because when I asked Young and Ace, he wouldn't tell me. And ATK stands for?
And let's see that meaning. See, the one thing about ATK, nobody know the meaning of ATK.
Okay.
Nobody know. I got the whole world screaming ATK. But
Is it a secret or?
Yeah, it's a secret. Nobody know.
All right.
Nobody know. Nobody know what it means. It don't mean no violent. It don't mean. It's like it's something behind some other shit. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So nobody know what it means.
I don't know.
Okay. I'll leave it at that.
I know this much though. I know that Ace didn't start that. Crazy
Okay,
K.
your son.
Crazy K started. Crazy K started that, and I tried to tell
I think ATK stands for Ace Top Killers, right?
Crazy K to get his paperwork, do all his business side of it, but he trusted in Ace. I'm not speaking bad on Ace.
Interesting. So, Ksoos calls his father out. Ksoos calls his father out and says, we need to take a blood test because this fuck nigga ain't my daddy. Okay? So you could tell Ksoos is in prison at this point, and he's seething. He's upset. He's mad. He's realizing that, you know, I mean, I'm probably putting some words in his mouth here, pause. But the guy, you know, if you don't know, he's a junior. This is Hakeem Robinson Sr. This is Hakeem Robinson Sr. Ksoo is Hakeem Robinson Jr. He got to be thinking, the guy who I'm named after helped put me away for life. So you can see now, this is the first time I've seen Ksoo respond to like something his dad did. So we need to take a blood test. This fuck nigga ain't my daddy. Now he's been already convicted. Let's look at this. What the hell? Oh, it's Instagram. Here we go. He says, I wasn't raised by that man. If I was ill, what? I wasn't raised by that man. If I was ill, be praising a rat like the rest of his kids. Oh, he said, I wasn't raised by that man. If I was, I'll be praising a rat like the rest of his kids. So it looked like the family is divided. His younger kids, who probably aren't street dudes, they're glad they have their father home. His older kids, Ksoo and Crazy K, they're incarcerated for life. They hate him, but the younger kids are probably don't know Ksoo and them that well. So they're like, damn, at least we get daddy back. Right? Wow. He says, love and loyalty don't cost a thing. They offered this guy 15 years and he ain't changed. Wow.
And they fucked me over, and oh what, and I swear I can't take no more, 'cause this shit get real in the afterlife. They want me dead, but they can't afford my life. Put a bag on my head, I'ma up the price. Put a bag on my head, I'ma up the price. Picture me perfect in the booth with the headphones, and I can see dead faces without a headstone. And I don't like to talk to Ace through a jail phone, and I can't feel no more pain, it's like my nerves gone.
This is so sad. These guys, he locked away forever. He got to talk to Young and Ace through a jail phone. Young and Ace is free and fucking every bitch walking.
And every time I just got them shackles, that shit hurt me. And a lot of niggas change in the band to be. I'm a solid lawyer nigga, that's the man to me. Start getting colder, colder, cold. And they fucked me over, and oh well, and I swear I can't take no more.
Sad. Very, very sad if you ask me. Very, very sad. 36 weeks ago, he says, I'll be back outside sooner than you think. Then he gets a life sentence, so. Wow. Okay. Very interesting. But I would imagine the father is going on a oh, and by the way, I made a mistake on that. Ksoo isn't the junior. Ksoo is Hakeem. The other kid is the junior. Because his name is Abdul Robinson, not Hakeem Robinson. So Ksoo isn't a junior. But still. Nevertheless. Very sad situation, chat. Very sad situation. Holy shit. Let me see what he said on the Say Cheese thing. He's bragging about his past crimes.
Who's in the spot robbing. Boom, they kill him. They kill him, boom. Situation went on. I end up leaving the situation, getting back. So that turned me against the robbery thing, I was like, damn, I never thought that would happen like that. Then the situation got flipped around and his baby mother was acting like I set him up, and it all led to a whole nother situation with his brother, and that went crazy, and that put a bitter taste. So I was like, man, I'm gonna try to hustle instead of trying to just take people's shit, because I wasn't going to get no job. I went to make him a little money, laid back in the car, just checking him out, because I'm back then, that's money. That ain't money now, but back then that's money. You know what I'm saying? That's real money, And he was so repetitious in everything he done until I said, I got him. I got him. And that's how it happened.
Yeah. So his kid was in there, his girl was in there.
Okay, so he's just kind of yapping. I guess he's doing these like paid interviews, and they're gonna milk the interview coming out until he gets to the part of explaining why he did what he did, even though I think he kind of told us. Now, Vlad did put, and I think this is the relevant part, Vlad put a little bit of a trailer out, and I did post the trailer. This was the trailer. It's kind of like...
And when the trial came and they brought me back to the jail, they kind of slipped and they put me right next door to Ksoos. And when I was coming by, I was looking at him, but he wouldn't look back at me. And I wanted to tell him right then, man, stop this motherfucking trial. Don't do this. Because, okay, say he go in there and say he would have went in there and admitted to the murder. Got 30 years. It's going to take you 30 years fighting on appeal. I got homeboys right now. Got life sentences, been fighting for 30-something years. The only good thing about Ksoos situation now is he got my feet on the ground.
So Max B finally got released from prison. You feel me? A lot of people probably don't know Max B. He's probably above a lot of people's times. I mean, if you're watching this, you're probably old enough to know about Max B. You feel me? Like everyone says, Max B was always popping his ish. You feel me? Like I seen the video of him coming out. He was at the game. You feel me? Tooth a little messed up. He probably gonna have, next time you see Max B in like 2-3 days, he's gonna have some new veneers. You feel me? But hey, man. It's a lot of stuff. You feel me? Shit. Whack, he is already back to calling someone else a snitch. Let me know if you guys think Max B is a snitch or not. You feel me? If you were sentenced to like 75 years, would you snitch or tell or give any information? Or do you sit there, be real, and be released when you're 90 years old? Let me know in the comments below. It's your boy Big Egg News. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and I am up.